In this video, I'm going to show you how to replace a capacitor on an air conditioner fan motor. So my air conditioned fan is not spinning. You can hear the compressor running down in there. We're going to troubleshoot this and figure out what's wrong with it. The first thing we need to do, where this wire comes out and goes over here, there is a breaker right there that you can pull. In the case of mine, it's just to flip it on. Some might have breakers. We want to separate the power from this unit. Fan is seized up. You just take like a long screwdriver. Remember, the power is turned off. Just take a long screwdriver and turn it and see if it spins fine. And if it does, chances are it's not a fan. So everything seems to be working fine on that aspect of things. So right now you can hear it buzzing. We've already done the spin test on the fan to make sure it doesn't work. What we'll do is we'll just kick start it and take a long screwdriver and start the spin of the fan. And as you can see, the fan is spinning up. And that tells me that the capacitor is bad. The capacitor is located inside of here, and I'll show you how to take that off in a minute. Our next step, we'll need to open up this case here, but before I do that, I want to make sure there's absolutely no power going through it. I have a little tester here, but you can't get through this, so what I'll do is I'll come into here, and I'll open this up. As you can see, there's power coming in from the house. These two are coming in from the house, but these two are going to the AC unit. So there is no power because the switch is out. Now what you'll want to do is you want to take and undo this panel, which for my air condition, it's a 5/16. Taking care not to lose the screws. This will simply slide down and expose the internal working parts. Before we do any work again, we want to make sure that there's no hot wires. Don't need to electrocute ourselves. Now this doodad right here, this thing that looks like a soda can, that is our capacitor. You do not want to touch any of those parts because if that capacitor is charged, just like a little storage battery, it will shock you and potentially kill you. So what I want to do is I want to ground out each one of these and make sure that there's no power in them. Touching them around with, an insulated screwdriver is good enough. Now with my multimeter, I'm going to put it on capacitance, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to test this capacitor. So what it should show, I'll put it right here like this, is this is a 45.5 microfarad capacitor. So when I touch these, it should show some capacitance. And you see it's basically saying, yeah, no good. It's showing 0.5, so that should be up in the 45 range. That's where it currently is. So that should tell me that capacitor is bad. You'll want to get the information off this and order a new capacitor. This is only about $15–20 off Amazon, and this will keeping the fan from turning on.
2 days later.
Here's the new capacitor. It is 45.5 microfarads plus or minus 6% tolerance. It's 370 volts AC. This is the replacement part for what's in there. So now we're going to replace it, and we want to be careful to match up the wires exactly how they are inside the unit. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to disconnect the bracket and I'm going to put the new unit in exactly the way it's plugged in. Just to make sure this doesn't have any charge. Again, I'm going to use a screwdriver to pop them across. Make sure that there's no current. zeroed out, so there's no shock. Slide this old bracket off. Basically, what I'm going to do, this new canister is smaller and everything, but I'm going to simply pull off, put on, I mean, it tells you right here, various things. So we got common, fan, and it's like therms. So this one here is pretty well, can't really read anything that's on there, so we're just going to match up how it goes on here. You put these exactly back on the same way. You can put them on any of these clips, they will match up. Another good trick is to actually take a picture of what you're putting on first. Take a picture of the wiring. So that is exactly how the wiring was. This band has a lot of tension on it, so it likes to pop loose. Unfortunately, it makes the spring, or it makes it hard to get back in here too. Get the screw back in here. So we've got this back on here, wired up exactly the way it was. I'm gonna go turn the unit on. I'm gonna leave the bracket out, and we should see nothing work till I plug this back in. I got the unit on, I'm gonna put the breaker in. We should see this actually turn up. Everything's good. You can see that the capacitor was bad, the fan spun up, I've killed everything again. I'm gonna make sure everything's dead before I reconnect it. Now that capacitor is hot, so you don't want to touch them this time. Got all that back together. Put this back in so it completes the circuit. That's pretty much how you would replace the capacitor in an air conditioner condenser unit. This is the replacement right here. The key point is that number right there, that part number. It replaces that part number right there. This is the old capacitor. The new capacitor's out there. New capacitor has a different model number, but it's still a 45.5 microfarad, 370 volt, plus minus 6. So it matches the same spec. We got the new system up and going, and we got AC running in. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.